Hello and thanks for joining the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Ozubakun. Today on the program, APC meets new PDP, vows to address their grievances. Nigerian soldiers kill 36 killer headsmen as police arrest 2 of a robbery gang members. And later on the show, 602,000 Nigerians traveled through Sahara Desert in 2016. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju, Olayinka Oyebile, and Gani Kayode Balogun. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. A ray of hope is shining over one of the crises rocking the All Progressives Congress. Members of the new PDP within the APC have vowed to remain in the party. Quote that word, vow to remain in the party. This faction, led by Kawu Baraje, had earlier alleged maltreatment in a 4-page letter and called for a meeting with the leadership of the party within 7 days. On Monday, the APC began sorting out the grievances of the group when they met in Abuja. A jubilant APC deputy national chairman, that's Shuaibu Lawal, sounded reconciliatory after the meeting. He announced that the party is taking their observations seriously because they are genuine. What next as the APC begins to weather the stormy crisis within its folds? Babajide, if Kawu Baraje gave that ultimatum, he gave that ultimatum actually.
Oh, he said that they advised.
Okay. 7 days.
Within 7 days.
And the APC sent its deputy national chairman and they had a meeting over 2 hours. Yes. And is this over?
Well, it's not over, but it's a good move. You see, the state in which the APC finds itself now, they should treat everybody as important.
Honestly.
They should treat everybody. I watch people gloat, boast that there is no candidate to confront the president, make it look like the next election
is a fait accompli.
It will be a stroll in the park. And I just shake my head. Because in politics,
24 hours.
24 hours is such a long time. It's such a long time. The crisis, yes, we saw this crisis precipitated by the Congresses. We saw it coming. But I will confess to you that I didn't envisage that the crisis was this deep-seated. I didn't envisage a situation in which there will be parallel congresses in 28 states. You can say what you like, that some are not recognized. But the fact that there are...
That's showing their grievances.
The fact that there are parallel congresses suggests that there is division, suggests that the party is fractured. Now, I'm not bothered about the PDP. As some of my friends, they say, oh, you talk about the crisis in the APC, don't they have crisis in the PDP as well?
You know the number of months we used to discuss the crisis in PDP in this program?
But you know that...
Showing Sheriff and...
well, we are dealing with people who are very forgetful.
Months!
It's not even my business how the PDP conducts itself. My business is with the APC. Because we told Nigerians that this was the party to vote for. We put our honor on the line. Integrity. We put our integrity on the line. We advised the people that, look, make an informed choice. And the informed choice is APC. So if APC has issues, I will be the one to shout about it the most. So forget about what's happening in the PDP. It's not my business. Don't compare APC with the PDP, because from the beginning, you told us that you are the better party. So don't say, oh, they have crisis too, and they have... What? Rubbish. It's not my business what is going on in the APC.
In PDP.
In PDP. Your business is what is going on in the APC. You can't tell anyone. Politics, as I said yesterday, is an inclusive sport. Everyone is important. If you are a governor, you are chasing all the big people in the party away. Oh, Baba Mebongoro can go to hell. His son, Abdulaziz, Seriki Matasa, can go to hell. All the other people, they can go to hell. You want to be the one to vote for yourself? How can you do that? You can't. So we are saying that the way it is now, the APC should treat everyone as important. And I think the move to reconcile with the MPDP members and address all their grievances is a good one. It's a good one. At the end of the day, you may not eventually even please them because they really don't have time between now and the election to make concrete changes happen. But at least show respect to them by talking to them.
And can make commitments ahead.
Yes. Because whether we like it or not, there are people who, looking back now, regret supporting the president. And those people are both in his party and outside it. Remember the president's wife's interview. She said that a lot of people who worked hard for the president to emerge have been brushed aside by interlopers and opportunists who surround the president today. They are the ones taking all the decisions. In the past, decisions used to cascade, not just decisions, even opportunities to give people appointments. Presidents in Nigeria used to cascade such opportunities down. Yeah. The Senate president will get his people, governors too will be allowed to choose. You can say, okay, give me 3 persons. So you can choose out of. But when it was time to appoint ministers, the president didn't consult the governors. And we've had other appointments like that, that some individuals around the president, extremely selfish people, sit on their own. They just sit down and put their friends. They put people that they used to work together in banks with. If those people think that they are strong enough to contest, they should remove the president and contest in the president's place. Let us see. But politicians who have invested their money, who have invested their time, they have a right to say, look, compensate me for years of loyalty. I don't think that they should. Those who are abusing people that, oh, because they could not, the opportunity for looting has gone. That's why people are coming. It's idiocy. There's nothing like that. People spend their money in anticipation of patronage. It's not, don't abuse people when they tell the president that, look, I think you should give me something. Don't abuse them. It is wrong. Don't say it's because they are blocked avenue for looting. No, it's rubbish. Okay. Reward people. In politics, reward them.
GKB, the same thing played out in 2013, 2014, when some aggrieved governors actually walked out on President Goodluck Jonathan, former president. Five of them, and there was opportunity for reconciliation. They kept holding meetings upon meetings, but at the end of the day, they did not reach a truce. And if Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had the opportunity of, turning around the hand of time.
2020.
Do you understand? He would never had allowed those governors to leave that party.
Well, as historians, you can always pinpoint that very point in history where things went wrong. But in reality, things have gone wrong with this administration from day one. And I'm talking in terms of patronage. Remember, APC is a combination of legacy parties. And the MPDP has just been nice by even writing a letter. We know some other legacy parties who are fuming inside that they cannot really talk out because it will be like, I told you so when they do that. So they take their medicine, they take their punishment like a man and keep the fat inside their trousers. And of course, don't forget the occultural factor, which is also a legacy part, AMPP. ABGA that's now going to be decimated by certain forces. Like Gideon said, 3 things are happening. The first one is the fact that usurpers took over the spoils of war, leaving the warriors to seethe and feel in private. This is payback. The reason why the president was forced to agree to go for congresses was the fact that he realized that those who are enjoying the fruits of other people's labor don't have the political strength to make him a councillor, not to make him as a returning president. So those are the reality that forced the sand. So the party itself has failed. Let's leave the president alone for now. The party structure, the party leadership has failed to really bring people together since the problem of the last election. There are people in states who have not seen any sign that they are members of the same party in the last 3 years. Well, this is what those people were waiting for, a chance for payback. And you and I know that karma is something I can't say on telly. So it is the reality that the party will have to go through this phase. They have to talk to everybody, every parallel Congress, every parallel presidential candidate, every parallel everybody must be brought on board. Because remember, the president won by Maya 3 million votes.
It's not up to 3 million.
Let's round it up. And I'm sure that
4 percentage points.
Yeah. And remember, no INEC resident commissioner will want to die this time. They don't want to be burnt with their houses and their children. So this year, nobody's going to provide that kind of platform. Don't feel well that your reward.
Oh, it's a different kind of election.
So the reality we face is clear. The party has no choice but to eat humble pie and talk to those they think are irrelevant, those who think they are important, those they think are not going to make any difference. Because you and I know that just one state lost can change the equation of the entire election.
Yinka, when you want to look at the NPDP and the approach of, I thought the APC would have even set up a very high power, delegation from maybe national chairman to meet with them.
Meetings are continuing.
No, the meetings have been held or are continuing. The deputy national chairman is leading that party, the negotiation. But you see, in this situation, it is better to leave out the chairman of the party. Because as it is, I may be wrong, but I have a feeling that most of the people who constitute that group, the NPDP, are even having problems with the chairman. So in a situation where you set up such a committee, you want the national chairman to be a member or to chair that committee, it will not work. And in this case, the APC is at greater risk. In politics, you don't say go away. You say you tell people to come. That was why
you have one umbrella that can take everybody.
That was why, if in 2013, when the NPDP emerged, if the APC were to really do a thorough screening, many of the people who joined them, they will not accept them.
Yes.
But the reason is that, look, politics is... Exactly. They were needed.
To change their rules.
Exactly.
For them to accommodate them.
For them to come in. And this time around, you don't have to dismiss them.
No.
As we say, a leper may not be able to milk the cow, but it can pour the milk away. So all you need to do, as Jide said, nobody in this case is unimportant. Don't mind one governor who dismissed that the president can win without them. It's impossible. It's not true.
It's a lie.
It's not true. You need everyone to come back.
Jide, I think that's one of the undoings of Governor Rochas Okorocha. If he had, taken all these people, tried to sell the idea to them, try to carry them along and everything. It would have, a lot of people would think that he wouldn't have found himself where he is today. Although those ones too, they have ambition.
Okay. You can sell your ideas to people. If they have their own ambition, they will come, they will step out of your shadows and want to contest. You want your son-in-law to succeed you. The deputy governor thinks he's good enough for that position. Ararume has been chasing that position since God knows when.
Yes.
And there's no evidence that
He
Hope
has
Uzodinma is
structures-
not.
He has structures more than anybody. Hope Uzodinma just jumped into their party. It may be because of that ambition. And there are other people. Politics is an interest-driven game. You have your interest, I have mine. Where we are unable to agree with one another that, okay, you go and fully exercise your interests and wait for me, then we'll be on collision course. I think that when we look back, the reason Okorocha found himself in this position is just the bad belly, the bad politics that Baba Oyegun and co are playing. Nothing more. Because they wanted to punish him for rallying other governors to reject tenure elongation. There's no other explanation. I said it from the beginning. Himself, when he was interviewed, I think 2 weeks ago, he said the same thing. There's no other. If it was someone else, they would not have treated him like that. But we know that as the man is going, before he leaves, he is sending, he is determining, because we had, just as Okorocha said, you set up a Congress and Convention Committee headed by the governor with the funny beard from Jigawa State. But at the end of the day, it is not the governor with the funny beard that is actually in charge. It is the National ESCO that is sending people to states
National Organizing Secretary.
as the chairman, as a
Congress committee.
as chairman of Congress organizing committee, and this and that. So the people who have offended them, they will send people to the states and say, this is the camp that you work with. They knew that there were camps in the party, but they determined the camp that those people will work with. In some cases, you will not even smell voting material. You won't even smell forms to buy. So how do you do it? If you cannot buy forms, how do you contest? In some cases, you won't even know the venue of the Congress. So how do you get to take part? Because that's what happened to the governor. The governor didn't know where the thing was going to take place, so he was running from pillar to post.
And the governor didn't have Osita Sunaso in organizing secretary in Abuja.
Well planned. But you see, even at the end of it all, because this party, what I've seen is, I have been really wowed, really dazed by the level of greed of some elements in the APC. Yes, people have a right to be ambitious. But to be greedy to this extent is what I never, in my wildest imagination, expected. You allow people, more than 7,000 candidates, they bought forms, yet you made sure that those guys did not even know where to receive the form that they bought. Because they paid into the banks, you refuse to physically hand them forms. You need to read the word interview that Abdulaziz Onyako granted, and to tell you that Baba Oyegun can be really, even in playing his bad politics, it can be really wicked. The same Abdulaziz Onyako that you are persecuting, along with his dad, that you have sided the governor against them. You now told Abdulaziz Onyako to come and be part of appeals committee.
How do you judge that kind of
You've wronged someone. You now wanted to come and sit in appeal.
They learned from the master.
So what kind of? But all of these things will not help the party.
Right on.
In fact, some people are jubilating now that yes, we will see how they want to go into an election in this state. So what the president should not be deceived by people who are saying that they don't need them. If you are saying you don't need them, let me even give the governor who said that does not have the kind of electoral value that even one of the NPDP people has. NPDP gave Buhari Kano.
Yes.
Everybody knows. No, not even go to those small. Kwankwaso belong to the NPDP.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not today, Kwankwaso does not feel happy in the APC.
No.
Because remember that interview that I granted the BBC, where he said, Ankula Shidaga pardon Sugabankasa, that everything that happened, that they planned it from the presidency. You know, that's when they didn't allow him to enter Kano.
1.9 million votes.
What Juan Kwaso alone delivered as a key NPDP person, can the same person who is saying that
they have no
don't need
electoral
it,
value.
can they deliver even a quarter of that? Can they deliver a quarter of that? And let's face it, this is not the era of sack. Buhari sack is gone.
So you can't do from beginning to end.
You know why it is gone? The North now,
be a battleground.
the candidates will come from the North.
Definitely.
The two parties have agreed, the two major parties have agreed, okay, this is going to
So
the
the
North.
North
So
will-
there's nothing like, oh, this is our son, and everyone will rally behind it. So there's nothing like Buhari sack. People should understand that. Buhari sack is not, let them go and work for the president if they want the president to win. There's no Buhari sack again, no. No Buhari sack again.
For the benefit of our viewers, that's head to toe, as in landslide.
No. There's no
That's
nothing like that.
meaning
The
sack.
president will need to work harder now.
Yeah.
Some of the problems that we have now, including the headsmen, killer headsmen, killing people for fun,
Security.
we didn't have it before
In
now.
2015.
Yeah.
You know, so the president will need to work harder now, and he needs all the people. Let no one make him think that, oh, the election is foregone conclusion. If anybody reasons like that, then that person, I don't even know how to describe it.
GKB, I think with all these congresses, we need reconciliation within, they need reconciliation within that party.
No, I think those who are sidelined have made their points. And it's very clear that what we've been saying since morning is exactly what they were thinking. Because if they do not do this, it will not be in the interest of the president to realize that on the election day, he had no soldiers behind him. Because they keep telling him, as we say in Yoruba, meanwhile, the soldiers are nowhere to be found. This is the true test of those who matter in the party. Forget the parallel congresses. It's basically an act of defiance. Ultimately, people come back to the legalists and follow due process.
Yes.
But the point has been made.
And we're
that
not happy.
In this particular democracy, we have a voice. And like I said, I really appreciate what the NPDP has done. They put it in the open. There are other legacy parties that are doing it on the ground, waiting for the day. And on that day, we'll be sitting there.
I think they've agreed that they will stay in the party.
They will stay in the party.
Which is good.
Right now, those who
If they
control...
live up to their promise.
No, I think what will happen is that...
So by implication, that means the Senate president will be staying and the Speaker of the House of Reps will be staying.
No, they are not going anywhere. Definitely. What they're asking for is that, look, there are things we don't want you to go into. It's when people of power are vulnerable that they force you to the table.
Yes.
Normally they will tell you, we have nothing to discuss. But for Gubara and Saraki to be ready to negotiate means that they know that if they don't move in that direction, they will become irrelevant. And they don't want to be a cause. Because whatever they are discussing with the PDP is still in the realm of speculation. And you cannot really trust what you don't have and let go of what you have. So they are willing to hold on to what they have and negotiate for more.
Jinga, when you want to look at 9 months to the elections, and by October, we should have candidates from political parties.
Well, we are still watching because as things are now, no one knows who is the other party candidate. At least we know only one.
Ladies.
Everyone knows that President Buhari is that of the APC. Who is for ADC?
They don't have their primaries yet.
Oh, well, is anyone coming out to contest against him?
They
well-
may not win, but they may.
They will come out.
Well, just to satisfy to fulfill all righteousness, as we say. The truth of the matter is that the game is already out there. What we need now is for all the parties to get their acts together. The APC should not think they have the presidency is already in the bag. That was what happened to PDP in 2015. Thinking that let them go. If they go, we can still win. And we've seen what it is now. So I think the game is still on.
The game is still on. Still to come on Journalist Hangout. Nigerian soldiers kill 36 killer headsmen as police arrest 2 of our robbery gang leaders. Stay with us. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back after this breather. Welcome back. This is Journalist Hangout. We're reaching you live from Lagos, Nigeria. Here, the table is beginning to turn in the fight against insecurity as Nigeria's armed forces are gaining upper hand. The army, with aerial assistance from the Air Force, neutralized 35 armed herdsmen at the weekend. Relaying the cheering news, the acting director of Defense Information, Brigadier General John Agbim, said troops participating in Operation Wild Stroke in Benue, Nasarawa, Taraba, and Zamfara states achieved the feat when they encountered the killer herdsmen in action. The police also got the better of some hoodlums. They arrested 2 gang leaders declared wanted in connection with the April multiple bank robberies in Offa, Kwara states. These achievements were made possible through the intelligence and leads given by citizens. Let's start from the killer herdsmen. I want to know the area assistance given by the Nigerian Air Force, because a lot of people over time, because of the vast landmass in the north, they've actually solicited that the Nigerian Air Force should be involved in this area surveillance.
Better position.
And it's paying off now.
Yes, you know, the federal government said recently that it is incapable of policing every community in Benue State, because we just don't have enough troops to do that. But what the Air Force can do for you is to soften up the opponent. And the most dangerous attack helicopter that we have, the Mi-35, has been involved in this.
Mi-35?
Yes, Mi-35. And when I had,
gunboats.
yes, it's the most dangerous ground attack helicopter that the Nigerian Air Force has. I've seen it. Even the sight of it, is intimidating. And I remember interviewing one of the pilots of that Mi-35, a Kano boy, and he was telling me that when the Boko Haram guys see this attack helicopter, they start, you know, its built is extremely ugly, and then you see it, and it's big. You can also use it for troop insertion, meaning that it can take troops and drop them at location and all that. So if you want to do rapid response, rapid deployment of troops, you can use that helicopter because it can carry troops. It's quite big. And it's guns, man. When you unleash the firepower of the Mi-35, you know, even the enemy knows that.
Does it carry a bomb?
No, it has its own gun. It has its own gun, yes.
Okay, and it travels far?
Yes, it has good range.
Okay.
Good range. You don't have to get extremely close to the enemy before you take them out.
Don't forget, it has 2 propellers, so it can hover at this level.
So it can fly low so that it sees, you know, the fighter planes, they don't come as low as it comes. So we can come low and actually deliver its payload on the enemy. So they are using it a lot in the northeast, and now they are using it in the north central, because I understand that they even took delivery. They introduced one more Mi-35 into the fleet. So the Mi-35 is doing a good job in Benue and Taraba states now. And I've always said that the people killing people in Benue are criminal headsmen. Criminal headsmen. I've always said it. Somebody said the other day that how can headsmen go and kill people in the church? But they forgot that the Reverend Father who was killed, in his last post, said that they were already surrounded by killer headsmen and they had no weapon to fight. So when Nigerians see 2 or 3 people arrested for gun running, and he sees their names look like Benue names, they will be posting rubbish on Facebook and other places. Oh,
they are killing themselves.
People are killing themselves. There is a politician in the APC that I respected, you know, so much. When he said, we said it, it's dog eating dog. I said, oh, can the level of idiocy be this worse? must be this bad.
It's in Nigeria.
So now we are seeing 162 killer headsmen arrested recently and handed over to the police for prosecution. Now the army is telling us that they killed a further 35. Even Abba Kyari has also announced to us that he arrested killer headsmen, including the leader who was arrested inside the Tunga forest in Nasarawa. Yet we'll sit down and lie to ourselves, imagine that people will be killing themselves, brothers will be killing themselves because we don't want to solve the problem. But the army knows now, and I'm happy for one thing. These guys even took the battle to the army because they ambushed the army. And when you ambush the Nigerian army, you are inviting a rain of deaths on yourself. So we are seeing it now. This army has responded effectively to what the president said. The president said no headsman must carry an AK-47. That wherever you see an headsman carrying an AK-47, you must arrest him. They are arresting them now. And we are seeing the real aggressors in this conflict. If we continue along this line, if they remain focused, honestly, victory is sure.
GKB, looking at the way the thing is moving now, because if they start to clamp down against this settlement, if there's any problem this government is having, Boko Haram, apart from Boko Haram, is this killer headsmen.
And then the rustlers.
Yes, just give them the same classification. Cattle rustlers. I know. The rustlers are those ones that steal cattle and
those ones
kill
are even
people.
Kidnapping
In Zamfara, they've wreaked a lot of havoc.
Yeah. The problem is, there are two things that the president has going for him. His reputation as a military strategist and his honesty. The first one has been tested, and there are chinks in the armor. The second one, of course, you all know, no longer holds water, because he has not really led by example, especially when it comes to killer headsmen and the ability to confront them. I think what we have now is what we had at the tail end of the Jonathan years, when elections are coming and there must be moves to ensure that there's a semblance of activity when it comes to terrorists and the like. And don't forget, whether the police, civil defense, army, or even with the Boy Scouts, once you start attacking their personnel, you have invited the wrath on them. They can look away, they can obey the political masters, but if their own personal lives are in danger, that means you have decided that you are big enough to tackle the Nigerian army. And don't forget, we said it on this program, it's not rocket science. As wide as the north is, you cannot move 30, 40 motorcycles, and then the Nigerian Air Force will not locate you. It's not possible. 2, 3 motorcycles, yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 motorbikes moving in line.
Long convoy.
And then you said that they can move over 3, 40, 30 kilometers, and there's nobody to interfere and force them. Something is wrong. But we are glad that now, as far as they take the battle to them in the Nasarawa forest, take it to them in the Benue Turf, then this will go down. But my fear is that, just like it happened after the election, I don't want this thing to continue at this pace. And then once the election is settled, we'll go back to where we were. Because we are very notorious in Nigeria for not following up on successes.
Yinka, I'm very glad. I was very glad when I read it on Abba Kyari's wall, my friend on Facebook saying that they've apprehended 2 again of those of our robbers. Because that incident actually shook the country. The level of sophistication, the number of people that died, and we now saw the CCTV video, the footage, the way they were, they were moving and launching and this thing. And it's so heartwarming that their pictures, their pictures were given to Nigerians, and we saw it. And we're getting result now.
The gang that carried out that robbery is either it is the blood of the number of people they killed,
honestly,
that is after them, or they didn't know the extent of the havoc they've committed. Because they were going to do such a brazen act, no mask, no nothing, and everyone knows that banks nowadays have CCTV.
You assume. It's an assumption.
Aware. So what I just see there clearly is that it is the blood
He used
of those.
He covered his face slightly, but they still got him.
They
Yes,
still got him.
yes. It is the
He's sober
blood.
now.
It is the blood of all those
He's the
people.
SARS man, the former SARS man.
In 2012, this one was said to have been dismissed from the Nigerian police.
Is the blood
Oh,
of the
look at it.
look
Oh.
at them. It's the blood of the people they killed
Yeah.
that is chasing them about. I mean, because how can you
That's some deep shit.
Michael Adiku.
the number of people they killed, the number of life
Just because you want to get the
went
money?
This one
to
was
police
arrested in
station,
Oro.
went to police station.
Kwara.
Kwara.
That means it's still within.
Yes, most of
They
them
took
they
phones from the victims and gave it to their girlfriends. How stupid can you get?
Illiterates.
and they left the whole area where they did. I think there's no way I think I can explain it just to say that it is the blood of innocent souls that they killed. When you a police station, kill policemen.
That's
You got beyond that blood. Beyond that,
Leave the blood
no,
alone.
beyond that blood. Let's just
Yes.
leave this blood now. Now, the Nigerian police, they are talking scientifically. They are becoming sophisticated
Yes.
in tracking these people.
not relying on blood.
Not relying on blood alone.
Yes.
Jide, we have a mutual friend that was actually explaining these things to us. Because if
we know
Nigerian
how it
police,
works.
if the way they went about this robbery, and they promised Nigerians that they're going to get them, and they're almost getting all of them now.
Don't also forget that they killed many policemen.
Like I said,
I don't think we've been told even the number of policemen that
He said 9, but I'm sure
it could be more than that.
In one operation.
When you kill a policeman in a robbery operation,
this will get you.
they will get you.
no in
Forget.
any operation everywhere
Forget.
in the world.
In any operation, they will get you.
get
They will do whatever it takes.
They will get you.
You know,
You
because
take time.
they will
you
do
take this
whatever it
advantage.
takes.
No, they will
And the
get you.
good thing now is that Abba
Technology.
Kyari has the technology to make these things happen. It's not, we'll know, see the way he's unmasking, killer headsmen and all that. The leader of the killer headsmen, Logo, he identified him and arrested him. He's the one coordinating killings in Benue State and other places. So now, for these of our people, all they just needed, they just zeroed in on Osun, Oyo, Kwara,
Yeah.
Ondo, all
Kogi
of those states around
Around the place.
and they worked on those CCTV footages. They magnified.
I'm seeing this for the first time.
They
This part of the
magnified
world.
those images, you know, so that all
the
intricate
traces.
features,
yeah.
all the intricate features of those guys. Because for someone who,
Let's get the picture again.
you know, for someone who partly covered his face,
Yes.
yet they were still able to locate him. See, when we need to praise the police,
Yeah.
there are people in the police who are giving the rest of them bad name. Like someone who did something idiotic the other day, who when you took someone, you forced the person to transfer money to
your
you.
account. How stupid can you get?
No, the kind of heroics
Direct
transfer.
the Abakiaris of this world, what the Abakiaris of this world
Tunji
are doing.
Disus of this
The
world.
Tunji
The
Disus
Disus of
of
this world. Bravo, RRS.
the Edgar Emohimis of this
Emohimi
world,
of-
what they are
yes,
doing.
in Lagos
the
State.
Iliasus of this world in
Yes.
Ogun State, what they are doing. There are still a bunch of fools giving the police a bad name
Yeah.
by their own conduct.
But you know, we are seeing
But for what they have
the
done,
bigger picture now.
what they have done with this Ofati, they've sent a message that look, the police is not as bad as we think it is. If
Or
they
helpless.
Yes, if they can consistently deliver as they did with this Ofati, honestly, the confidence of Nigerians in the police will rise to the heavens. Because look, Nigerians, on this Ofati, Nigerians are extremely pleased with the police. Nobody expected that they can do this quickly. We were all very angry.
because when I saw the pictures,
But
I was
within a
like,
short time, they got these guys.
Can they really get these guys?
They got these guys.
I think they can do far more than this if they are given the logistical support that they require. It is, well, it's good news. It's also disheartening that we can only mention a handful of police officers who have the capacity
That's Adiku, a former SARS man.
and the ability.
And you will now see the picture. You
Yes,
can see
now.
That means all the features.
He's the
They will
one.
spend time. Yes, look at.
They spend time.
Ayo, you cannot cover your face with an handkerchief and I will not recognize you. Let's take that one away, because by magnifying these pictures,
if you know,
they will ultimately get somebody.
Okay, look at this one. Is this one not difficult?
If I didn't know
This one is difficult. Look at this one. This one is almost covered.
Then from the arrest, they also were able to get others to give information. Look at this one who was in the SARS in the Kwara State.
Oh, God.
And then he released robbers who were arrested. He released them.
Yes, and it was apprehended.
No, then they put him on trial, jailed him. He came out of
After
jail
2015.
and now became a robbery kingpin. How can someone move from being a law enforcement officer to being a robbery kingpin?
A lawbreaker. So I wish that we could do more for the police. If the Adewusi templates that was aborted by the then head of state, whose name I've forgotten now, had been allowed to continue. By now, the Nigerian police should not be in the position.
To let it continue, because the police under Adewusi was ill-reputed for human rights abuses. In fact, what they called them at that time was kill and go.
That's
So if you did a terrible job for politicians, when the military comes in, they will not have any faith in you at all, because they will think that, oh, these guys are corrupt.
But what happened then was like throwing away the bathwater with the baby.
Of course, they were bad.
Yes.
But the template itself was fantastic. The first set of APCs came in doing that.
Olayinka, it's becoming extremely difficult, especially if you come to Lagos axis now. The kind of sophistication in which they've deployed in combating crime, and it's been replicated. Trackers. Yes, all the trackers and what they have, it's been replicated all over. In Lagos now, RRS who will let you go.
No, you can steal a phone in Lagos now, they will catch you.
Honestly,
it's a good.
If you buy the Tokumbo phone that was stolen abroad now, the RRS will track you down.
It's a good time.
It's a good time to buy all those London phones.
Yeah.
So those London phones that you buy were actually stolen in South Africa.
Yes, they were stolen in
careful,
shops.
there was a man who went to London with what he thought was a London used phone. Whereas it was stolen in South Africa. And as soon as he got to Heathrow, he was arrested. And because they had been tracking the phone.
And they even brought some people to Computer Village here.
Yes,
they arrested.
and they arrested
a lot of people that, you know.
After that, they now got hold of the man who actually led the robbery in South Africa.
So there's a synergy between Nigerian police and all these people right now.
No, Interpol arrested him and then they sent him.
That's the way to go.
In fact, the security infrastructure of Lagos, based on the RRS templates,
honestly,
is working 110%.
Good job, guys.
When I see what the RRS is doing in Lagos, I become more and more convinced that we don't need state police. Because state police is not here and it's working. I become more and more convinced. Do you know that right now in Lagos, you see policemen deployed in strategic positions?
Yes.
And if you run out of fuel, RRS officials will come and give you a gallon of fuel.
I think you are a living testimony. Even if your vehicle breaks down,
they push it to a safe place and guide you.
They don't need to me. They help me. Also, people, and I've seen even testimonies of other people who were in distress and they were surprised that Nigerian police can actually come. So it has to do with
even
training,
the level of discipline within RRS. If you see any RRS extorting people and everything, reporting for this,
they are in trouble.
Oh, it's gone.
In trouble. I did it to our friend now.
That what we done is actually a case for state police. Not a case.
No. Okay, they are successful now.
Yes.
Within a federal structure.
Yes.
Within a federal police.
But they are working on the top. They are not working
with the state.
It's getting maximum cooperation.
It's getting maximum cooperation from his boss.
That is our opinion. I may be wrong.
Edgar is the police commissioner
of Lagos State,
reporting to the IG.
Yeah.
And Olatunji Disu
is reporting to
Edgar. They are working in synergy. All right.
State governors can replicate. How do they do it in Lagos? They just need to ask questions. Look at even the funding template.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
Lagos State Security Trust Fund.
You don't need to now wait for money. We know that
from allocation to get.
So if they can get all of that right, get the funding of the police right, so equip the police sufficiently the way Lagos does. We won't have any problem.
All right, we have to move on. ambition often makes men to attempt the unthinkable and their circumstances. Such is the case of young Nigerians seeking the proverbial greener pastures in Europe. In their attempts to go abroad, they cross one of the most dangerous places on earth, the Sahara. They often undertake this perilous journey. That's an agency, the re-education of Africans on the risk and the dangers of unplanned journey abroad. Put the figure at 602,000 in 2016 alone.
Oh.
The group also puts the casual figures at 27,000. These are mostly graduates who should have contributed to the economy. What is pushing our young men out of desperation? They go by road. They hit it to Libya, the Sahara to Libya,
To Morocco.
and from Libya they want to go to Morocco. And some people, when they get to Casablanca, they cross
A
to
very
Spain.
small
Very
water.
yes. When they get to Casablanca,
I think the problem should be tackled right from the home front. Now, in those days, when people travel abroad to school, what happens next? They return home. But nowadays,
bye.
if 100 travel abroad, even those sponsored by the federal government or state government, if 100 travel abroad,
Let GKB come back.
maybe 20 will ever return. The reason is,
Look at the
Is
condition.
that
We
why,
have
is that why
a
people thought
terrible-
GKB will not come?
you know, unless we tackle the problem from the road, it will continue. You remember that when we were growing up, if you get an admission abroad, they will ask you where. If it is not Britain, if you say you are going to an American university, they say, oh, because you can't get an admission in Nigeria, that's why you are going to the US. But now, what is happening? People go as, even Lome here, next door.
No, go to Ghana.
They have
Lome,
special
Togo.
universities they call, they speak French there, but they have special
All their
universities
lecturers, 80% of their lecturers are Nigerians.
they speak English there.
It's,
And
it's
so
a business decision.
now people travel abroad to go and school, they won't come back, and those who school here, 90% of them want to run away. They want to run away, not to go and do anything legitimate, but anything but Nigeria. Unless we solve that problem from here, it will continue.
GKB, I spoke to you when I was in Chicago and you were in Indiana.
Yeah.
And the number of Nigerians, the influx of Nigerians.
Professionals mainly.
Yes, that's, but the category we are talking about are not the people that we go to the airport and fly.
Yes.
These ones by road.
By road.
Spend as much as 500,000 naira, you know, trying to ferry themselves out of.
You don't forget that there's a syndicate for this business as well. So it's not really a random thing. You know there's a political state in Nigeria where every household have lost somebody during the Libyan route, as it were. And it's a major, major tragedy of epidemic proportions. Two things are here. One of them, of course, is the rosy picture painted
Honestly.
of life
Yeah.
in Europe and in
Europe
the
and
Americas.
America.
That is one. And these people follow the movies and the musicians and they assume that's how it is. But you and I know that the reality is far from the picture
Niger.
that is being painted. The second set of people are those who are adventurers. No matter how good Nigeria is, some people will definitely want to go out. They don't care. Pay them $1 million a day. They will still want to go and experience that lifestyle out there. But what is really happening since the collapse of Gaddafi is the fact that the Libyan route has become a slave route. These people are taken as slaves and enslaved, if I can repeat myself in the same sentence. Because two things is that it's one thing to be treated as an outsider and dealt with in that manner. It's another thing for people to deliberately, consciously encourage you to come and then sell you to slavery. And that is what we've not really addressed as a nation.
Jide, what can we do to curb this menace?
They expect NAPTIP to speed up to ramp up his efforts at reining in illegal traffickers. There are people whose business is trafficking in Nigerians. I was reading a story about a secondary school in Edo State, Idogbo Grammar School also, Idogbo Secondary School. They said in the last 4 months, at least 100 students of secondary school students of that school have been trafficked to Libya using this same hellish and extremely dangerous Sahara route. They were trafficked to Libya. People, the people want to go to Europe, you pass through Libya or through the Mediterranean. At the end of the day, some of them drown in the Mediterranean.
Most of them drown.
They don't get to the destination. They don't get to their destination. Some of them end up even in jail.
And then when you get
because
to
once you get to,
you end up in
once
Italy.
you get to Gibraltar, for example, on your way to Spain, they will arrest you because you are an illegal alien. They will keep you in their detention facility, and later on, they will send you home. And there are people, like he was talking about those who use Nigerians as slaves. A lot of the young women end up as sex slaves. They will now begin to pay to buy their way back home. Which is an extreme wickedness. I've seen wickedness demonstrated, in different ways. It's extreme wickedness to lure people to Libya, where they end up as sex slaves. Some of them made to sleep with up to 50, 60 men in a day.
Oh, damn.
So it's terrible. But the inactive people need to continue to work harder to bust these illegal traffickers. They are everywhere. Wherever they are seen, and our laws must be designed in such a way that those who traffic other human beings should be punished severely, because if we do that, we'll be able to reduce this. And then the final thing is, let our successive governments improve the lot of the Nigerian people through good governance. We've suffered too much from our misleaders. We've suffered too much from misgovernance. So if things are rosy at home, if Nigeria is such a good place to be in, many people will not want to go abroad. When you are unemployed for like 5, 6 years, and you live with your uncle, and the wife continues to harass you and be talking to you in parables and all that, you feel like death should come.
Let me just go.
And if someone tells you that you are already feeling like death should come, if someone tells you that, look, America or Europe offers a good opportunity for you to get out of poverty.
Don't forget the Middle East as well. It's also a major
Dubai.
So you will want to go. You want to go.
You have Nigerians, girls.
So you want to go. So this is it. Let Nigerian leaders deliver good governance.
So that
if they can do that, the economy will improve. The general well-being of the Nigerian people will improve.
I want to thank you, Yinka Oyegbile, for being part of this edition. And GKB, thank you. And we wish you won't run to America anytime soon again. And anytime you go, you will come back. You won't be like those ones. Thank you always. And that's it on Journalist Hangout. Join us tomorrow for another interesting episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11. You can also catch Journalist Hangouts on our platforms showing on the screen. You can catch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ayodele Uzubakum. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.